Episode 118. Welcome, Jedis and Imperial scum. Listen, 118 is going to be a big episode. We are doing Star Wars Celebration, and we're going to condense a whole weekend into an episode. Today, you've got all three of us together. You have, you know what? The Three Musketeers. There we go. We've got Travis Moody and Black Genghis himself, KJ. What is up, gentlemen?
What's going on? It's always a good time hanging out with the Toy Kind of Mood. Good seeing you, fellas.
It's been a while. All right. So, first off, look, we are not doing spoilers today. We're not. However, let's see, KJ. Travis, where's your notes? Are right here. Look.
It was the yes episode, baby.
It was the yes episode.
Yeah, more ways than one.
and real quick before I go back to you guys.
Hell yeah.
And
man. He killed it.
5 stars.
Five stars.
5
Killed
whiskey. Yeah, 5 Star Wars whiskeys for sure, man.
All right, so Travis, KJ, how are we doing, guys? Are we well? Are we good? Is the Force with us?
I believe so, man. I think the Force is strong, man. It's strong with these ones right here. It was a great weekend. Lots of good vibes, good emotions, sweet emotions, as Aerosmith would say. Yeah, I had a blast with it. I'd be wearing a Star Wars shirt too, but they're all dirty because I had to do laundry still.
Laundry. The nemesis of everyone in the galaxy. Also, real quick, shout out to you, KJ. I'm digging the background.
Thank you very much. It is tentative right now. I'm still getting everything in order, so it's definitely going to change.
It is fresh.
Something though.
It's super fresh, man.
Thank you.
All right, now, first off, let's say hi to people watching. David, what's up, buddy? Oh, actually, both Davids. The Davids. David Allen, David Warren Hernandez. What is up, gentlemen?
Yo. Now I gotta say this though, right, Bobby? Just about the weekend I went to Star Wars Celebration last year in Anaheim. Very blessed to go. I think KJ, did you go?
I did go Anaheim when it was in Anaheim. It was great.
All right, so it was great, but I didn't go to this one. But this one was super, right? It was like I think they took it up a notch, and we'll talk about it, of course, for the next hour or so on just the celebration, but. Then a day after, we're like catching up and we're pre-ordering toys. And then we get hit off with The Mandalorian at midnight Pacific time last night. And it might have been, I put it was the best episode yet, but you could take it or leave it in the top 5 at least. But what a heck of an episode. And that's a cherry on top to an amazing weekend. And then on top of that, I get to hang out with you guys for the next couple hours to talk all about it. So, man, this is Star Wars. Just the buzz factor is just hitting the ceiling right now of my Millennium Falcon, man. It's just
exactly. And now that our good friend David Speck is here, we can tell him the ending of The Mandalorian. So, no. I think, actually, KJ, Travis, and I were joking. We're like, what if we just, spoiled it and just, everyone, would hunt us? They would get bounty hunters.
Han Solo again.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. Let's move into the weekend with, Travis, you want to start us off, buddy?
Yeah, so the reason I chose this photo is, man, every year, I think a celebrity stands out, but to me it was Carl Weathers, and having directed some of the episodes of Mandalorian, and he just, I don't know, he was a champion among champions this weekend to me. Like everything that came out of his mouth, his presence, he just felt like the biggest star, which is crazy because his toy was we're a toy show, the biggest peg warmer for Star Wars. But man, this guy, you shouldn't even be able to find his Supreme Chancellor, High
Magistrate.
High Magistrate.
Yes.
Yeah, remember he has to keep reminding people, High Magistrate, Supreme Magistrate, High Magistrate. You shouldn't even be able to find this guy's toy. He should be celebrated and just he's awesome. He directs, he writes, and he's just a hell of a dude. And he looked like he had the time of his life, and that it just rubbed off on all the journalists and the media that were there. And he stood out. Carl Weathers was the man this last weekend.
I mean, and let's be real with High Magistrate Chubbs. Every time, look, he is a scene stealer. He is. Like whenever this and Chav, to your point, yeah, he's one of those guys where I feel the High Magistrate figure will fly off the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
I feel his first figure was rough.
It was mid, yeah.
It was mid, and I think that's why it was a peg warmer. But I think High Magistrate, hopefully they have his face down better. But if they do it right, that will be a hot figure because scene stealer. What he's done in this season. I mean, I will get the High Magistrate because it's Carl effing Weathers.
His stock has risen in Star Wars to me.
Yeah.
I think he was like, oh, okay, dude from Rocky and some other good movies, and he's here. But now it's like, dude's a megastar in the Star Wars lore to me. And I hope other people feel the same. And I hope we appreciate him in both, cinema and the toy world.
Yeah. Line up the directors. You got Carl, you got George, you got Dave, you got Jon Favreau. Line them up.
Yeah. We need a Rick toy too.
Hanging out with Zeb. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I would love that if they did a High Magistrate, but in like the director's boxing. That would be amazing, and he deserves it. I still need the Robert Rodriguez and the Bryce Dallas Howard. So I haven't even seen it in person, but okay.
I haven't seen it either. Yeah, I'll grab it. I won't even wait for a sale. I want it now more than ever.
Now let's say hi to some people. Dave Speck, you're my boy. Hi Patricia. Dr. Matt in London. Bro.
Oh, that's sad news, but glad to have you join us because we're talking about European Star Wars celebration. So,
right.
Yeah, thanks for joining us from over there. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, no joke. Northwest of Britain. Okay.
When we went to Celebration in Anaheim, Galaxy's Edge had just opened up. So between Galaxy's Edge and Anaheim Celebration, my wallet is still healing. So I feel that. I understand.
Mm-hmm. For sure. We got a good crowd tonight.
We do. And here's Payne. What's up, buddy? What's up? All right. So, Trav, let's move on.
Yep. Says, I mean, that speaks for itself, right? I mean, he is C-3PO, and Tony Daniels has been. He says Anthony because there's no H in British, but yeah, Anthony Daniels has been there every time, and he's been in almost every Star Wars project ever too, right? I think they said, I mean, he easily has the record for being in most of them, if not all of them, and he's just a joy to watch. Even like there was really nothing special for him to really say, but just him being there and bantering back and forth with. By now they know all the Star Wars media people and whatever, so it was almost like their buddy, and it was really cool just to see him hang out for a little while. And he's always a pleasure to see, Mr. Daniels. So I just wanted to appreciate his longevity in Star Wars and also his longevity at Celebration. I watch the streams every year, and I know KJ, did you consume all of it?
Man, as much as my eyeballs could stand. I used to watch the Star Wars show on YouTube, and a lot of those co-hosts are still involved with Celebration and whatnot. Yep. So him and Anthony Carboni, they just have this running bit where they're just, frenemy antagonists, and it's always hilarious to watch.
Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. But yeah, I consumed most of the weekend. I would skip through some interviews I didn't care for and the constant commercials that we see for Star Wars show over and over again. But otherwise, I pretty much watched almost everything this past weekend, and they did a great job as they always do. I wish we could see the panels, but then again, you got to get people at the convention. And if you give us the panels, we're so used to being home now with the pandemic. So they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
They lock it down too. Yeah.
Moving on. Nope, it's not working. There we go. Oh, all right. So we did get the trailer for Ahsoka, and damn, So
this might be my first Hot Toys, dude. This might be my first 1/6 scale Hot Toys purchase.
Woo!
come to the Hot Toys Dark Side KJ. Yeah.
It's time, man. I didn't think Ahsoka was going to come back. I didn't think they're going to do live action. I'm so glad we just got season 7, and then they do this.
Right.
Shit looks like a movie, except it's going to be an 8-hour movie. They got all. Oh my goodness. We'll all good things. We'll get to it. I'm salivating.
Now, one thing, if we've all watched the trailer and Ray Stevenson is playing a Force-sensitive Sith. Now, as I cough, one thing, if you have noticed, is that his lightsaber is not red completely. It is with an orange tint, and Felony did say that is done with a very specific purpose, and the fact that he's not completely. He and his apprentice will have been Jedis who survived Order 66. Shocker, because Filoni's doing it. And he loves abusing us with
his apprentice. You mean Taylor Sith?
Yes.
Cool.
Now, we don't know if they are in. Okay, I'm blank. It's what, the Worlds Between.
The World Between Worlds.
The World Between Worlds. Now, I think that we do see a clip of Ahsoka and Ray Stevenson's Sith fighting in the World Between Worlds. So we will see what happens. But this, we have, Sabine, Ahsoka, and Hera right here.
That's a knockout lineup in more ways than one. But yeah,
I'm saying I should have worn a tuxedo to this episode.
Right. You got Mary Elizabeth Winstead playing Hera Syndulla.
Yep.
So this is like a live action Star Wars Rebels where we get with Ahsoka. Yeah. And then you got Sabine Wren, Natasha Liu Bordizzo. I'm probably butchering all these names, but about you said Sith, but I think it's more of a dark Jedi than a Sith.
And I think a gray Jedi.
What's up?
So they haven't gone completely Sith. They are former Jedis that are okay. So they're not Sith per se because the rule 2, but they aren't Jedis. They are like dark side ish. That's why their lightsabers aren't completely blood red.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there is like that light side that still kind of shines through their lightsaber, and I love that. I love the fact that we're actually getting this like, hazy shade of winter, if you will. Like, hey, they're not 100% bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens. Now, real quick, I feel the actress who plays Sabine, I feel her hair looks more like Sabine's in this picture than in the trailer where she had like the long hair, but that's just me being,
I know, right? Maybe that's why she was cast, and then they were like, "Nah, we're gonna do something different." Disney's always got to put in their own, and I'm surprised they would go with long hair, just to be honest. But hey, whatever.
Time out. Dave got us right here. Dark Force users.
Dark Force Jedi.
There we go.
Kind of
yes.
Extended universe book. Yeah, well, like we saw Luke. Remember the one like kind of what if Dark Jedi?
Luke actually did. So here's the cool thing. I've been like going into like this like Star Wars rabbit hole on TikTok. It's very interesting about like figure out like the different like colors of the lightsabers and stuff like that. And I'm a little I'm intrigued to see this one because when you have a purple lightsaber like Samuel Banff Jackson, those are Jedis who have gone to the dark side but didn't become corrupted. So I'm interested to see where these aren't red, but they are orange. So maybe at the end we'll get some more purple lightsabers. I don't know. But this
I actually that was on my mind. The purple lightsaber, right? Mace Windu. Is it because it's like almost like rainbow color we're combining, right? So blue, obviously, Obi-Wan and all that, so Jedi, but then purple. So is it like Mace Windu kind of like toyed around being a Sith, maybe kind of tempted, that but it's purple, right? So
kind of. So when you're a Jedi, you do get tempted by the dark side and blah blah, but it's if you go to the dark side and you're not corrupted, like you can wield the dark side and you aren't corrupted. That's why like they're like just a bit more of a badass than their normal Jedi,
Mhm.
that's when it becomes purple. That's when your crystal, like, that's why at the end of episode 3, when Emperor Palpatine's like hitting him with all the Force lightning,
He's
like
able
Mace
to
Windu
resist.
doesn't back down. Like he's like
Right.
pulling the saber like it's nothing, because he has that dark side in him already. It's really cool.
Mhm. That makes sense. Cool. Great
Cheers, Dr.
explanation,
Dad.
man.
Yeah. So that's what I bring to this episode is some Star Wars knowledge.
Yep. I like this. Yeah, the outsiders. Does he mean like the WCW NWO outsiders? That's my guess.
I was thinking like
Francis Ford Coppola outsiders.
Oh, that too. Okay, there you go.
I was thinking the outsiders.
Hey, remember you were just on Toy Connections. The first thing that comes to our mind is always what?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And then of course Mary Winstead is now, married to Obi-Wan, whose uncle was also Wedge Antilles. So one more Star Wars character in the family.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, and then we also have Ezra. He wasn't there, but Ezra Bridger, played by Eman Esfandi. So just wanted to throw that out there. And then Dave Speck made a comment about it being a huge time gap. Yeah, I didn't mean it was the action version of Rebels. It just we're getting the Rebels characters in live action form. I'm not talking about the timeline, but yeah.
And I did see an interesting. I can't think of the YouTube content creator right now off the top of my head. But he did make an interesting point in that because Felony is like playing with the Star Wars universe, you do have people going, "Oh, well, how does this fit into the original canon?" It's like they'll find a way. Like he's been like, "This isn't canon." Oh, it's canon. Like he finds a way to kind of bridge these plot holes within the rest of like the original series, episodes. And Ahsoka, has such a strong tie to Anakin Obi-Wan. I'm really interested to see where they're going with this, especially since we just saw her at the end of, I believe, was it Book of Boba or Mandalorian season 2 when we saw her with Luke?
That was in a Book of Boba Fett.
Okay.
It's hard to know because Book of Boba Fett became like
Mando season 2
Felony movie, which he's
so. All right, moving on. What else we got here? We've got.
And speaking of Felony, yeah.
I love his hat. All right, Travis, take it away, buddy.
Well, yeah. Here, I kind of wanted to spotlight Felony. I mean, without this guy, what do we have, right? So,
Nothing.
The Clone Wars, they had their 15th anniversary. They had a great panel. And then they announced that Tales of the Jedi is getting a second season, and he wrote it on up the plane. So that's the kind of guy he is. He's not watching YouTube like us. He's working constantly.
He's working.
Yeah, he's the new George Lucas pretty much. So but now the big news here is that he's got and we'll get into the Bad Batch in a second, of course. Mm-hmm. You got the New Republic movie. It's not called New Republic, but it's going to take place in New Republic. And part of that we saw during the parts that nobody liked of The Mandalorian, the episode 3, the convert, which with the Dr. Pershing scenes.
Oh, this scene?
Yeah, you got it. Sorry about that. It's kind of, but this is kind of like the beginning of the end, right? Of this whole era is like, now we have to go back and watch all this stuff and pay attention because it's a culmination of this New Republic. And that's what the movie's going to be. He didn't say it would be the end, but it's kind of like everything, all shit hitting the fan, everything Disney Plus, right? That takes place in that era. So that was big. That was, they announced 3 movies, but this is the first one here with Dave Filoni. And Dave Filoni, this of course will be his first time doing, live action film. So that's interesting. And he's up for the challenge, I'm sure. And it becomes this, this Mandoverse that we have with this New Republic movie plus the Mandalorian show kind of all coming together. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then there was some other stuff.
These Mando episodes, they're miniature movies.
Yeah.
In of themselves. Andor, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, real quick before we move on, I feel people have been complaining more about this season than previously because we are getting this expansion within Mandalorian, within the Mandalorian. Like it, and this is a dumb question I get because fans are just going to bitch to bitch, but are fans just bitching to bitch at this point?
I don't think so. I think Andor was a breath of fresh air compared to what we saw from Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. It was something that was more nuanced and just more focused. And like you think about those episodes, each saga or movement within that show was kind of like a movie. You had Andor escaping his home planet. You had the heist. You had the prison sequence.
Yeah.
Right. And
that was great.
And then the revolution back on the home planet. And I think with Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, their whole thing has been just really channeling the pure fun of the original Star Wars movies. Right. And Andor was really taking the ball back from Rogue One. So I think some people discovered, they like certain flavors of Star Wars compared to the others. I love all this stuff. I love
Same.
Strawberry ice cream. I'll take rum raisin. Rum raisin's not for everybody, right?
No, it's just
back. I don't like rum raisin. But the point is, the point is, I love Star Wars. So
I'm trying to agree with you, and I'm like, I don't like rum raisin, but he makes a good
no one
point.
likes rum raisin. Even in the Goonies, Chunk didn't like rum raisin. The point is that I think people are really starting to get choosy. And we're seeing that with Marvel. We're seeing that with a lot of DC content. We're seeing it everywhere. And it's because you can pick and choose. I think people are starting to like ebb away from stuff like Mando and Book of Boba Fett.
Fair, but on that same, and that I have no problem with. If you like, this just isn't my flavor anymore. Fine, we might grow out of certain things, whatever. But I feel that certain, and granted, these are just the YouTubers and the TikTokers trying to get clicks. I feel they're bashing just to bash. And granted, that's been Star Wars it's been fandom, since the dawn. Like I'm sure, Homer had people going, the Odyssey, really? This is what you give us? Okay. Just something I was asking, because I've seen a lot of people like annoyed with Mandalorian, like the past like few episodes. Like people were bitching about Lizzo and Jack Black. I'm like, first off, we do not say anything bad about Lizzo ever. Neither do we say anything bad about Jack Black. So when those two put together in a Mandalorian episode, you shut your mouth, you enjoy it, and you go, thank you, sir. I have another. I want more Lizzo and Jack Black. Yes, Travis.
Yes. So I think part of it too is we fell in love with Din Djarin, right? And Daddy of Grogu, which we now call. I didn't think Grogu would stick. I think we all say Grogu. Baby Yoda, we say here and there, but I think Grogu does stick. But look, now the Mandalorian. They said the Mandalorian is about the ensemble now. It's about all the Mandalorians. And this episode, not everyone's seen it yet, so we won't get into it like we said in the beginning of the episode, but I think it will change the perception that we've had of the last few episodes. It kind of gets back. There's a big arc here, and now it's starting to all come together. And you got after this, how can you not have total faith in where they're going, and especially with the New Republic as well. But I think that's part of it, is where you're used to one character story and you fall in love with this character story, and then they're like, oh, he's kind of like a side character now, and you even get the helmet on the whole time, right? So it's like totally different, get the visor on the whole time. But yeah, totally different because we're starting to explore Bo-Katan's story other than just from the Clone Wars, you know what I mean? And some of the other Mandalorians as well that we're starting to see come in. So yeah, it's about the Mandalorians instead of the Mandalorian. And I think that's okay now that it's season 3.
I think for season 4 they show like a black saber like come in and like cut an S at the end of Mandalorian. Like Mandalorian.
Like X-Men Wolverine.
Exactly.
Very cool.
All right, moving on. Let's see what we got next. This.
We got
David's interested, right? Multi-generational, it is. All right.
You could say that about all of fandom, though. I mean, in a way, but he's not wrong.
Not wrong. All right. The Bad Batch.
You guys caught up?
No, I'm not caught up. I've had some of it spoiled for me, but that's okay.
I know what happens. I just don't know how or the circumstances. But I am loving this season. I saw someone make a joke that whenever they write an episode with crosshairs, it's so like detailed and so like dealing with PTSD and effects. And then when it's the rest of the guys, like, all right, go have fun.
Look at this. Look at this jerk.
Who was him in the show?
Yeah, Mr. 20 Indiana Jones toy reviews over here. That's Lucasfilm, buddy. What are you talking about? Thanks, Ryan. Love the sarcasm.
Right,
Bad Batch, right? We want to talk about it real quick. Okay, so they announced we're not spoiling any of season 2 or anything, but there is a season 3.
Yes.
And that's it. So they're doing trilogy type stuff with their cartoons, which is cool because imagine just getting into Star Wars around the Mandalorian. Everyone's like, you got to go watch the Clone Wars, you got to watch Rebels, and then you're like, oh shit, that's like 13 seasons of cartoons, and they're like 30 episodes a season. And now this one is like 10 episodes, 12 episodes, and it's 3 seasons. It's like a trilogy when you add it all up. It's 9 hours or so. So I think that's a smart move, and then they can keep making new and fresh animated series, and it'll never get stale. So, and we're going to talk about the toys as well. There was a bunch of repaints that are cool.
Yeah, we got
yeah.
Now once we did. How do we forget this? The main bad guy of Rebels was Admiral Thrawn, and who is coming to Ahsoka? Admiral Thrawn.
Oh yeah, Mickelson.
Yes.
Lars.
Yeah, because they're both. I do want to add that Fennec Shand will be in season 3 of the Bad Batch. It's not a spoiler for season 2. It's just an announcement. Just saying, don't kill the messenger here. But yeah.
I've heard that we might see her in Ahsoka as well. I think wasn't it during the panel where was it Mary Winston was joking that she didn't train as hard as Ming did. I'm like, who does? Like, Ming Na Wen is a badass. Let's just be real here.
Yeah. We have a lot of awesome Disney princesses and now Star Wars princesses.
Yes,
on the roster. They're fantastic.
Add them to the roster. All right, now moving on.
Oh yeah, so this is from Star Wars Visions.
Yeah.
And I watched it in English because I didn't know it was also in Japanese. Can you move to the next slide real quick? So it's very hard to see, but that's the poster for Visions 2. And what they're doing here is they're going global. So it's not just going to be Japanese centric. There is some Japanese animation, but they're going to have it's going to be, more variety and more flavor and more global flavor with these short animated stories. The first season was really underrated, mostly because it's Japanese anime, but this should appeal to more people. But the weeb inside of me is like, I kind of just like the Japanese style, but I am interested to see. They had a full panel on this that you can actually watch if you watch the celebration. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th day, but yeah, KJ, what do you got? What do you know about Visions?
I love animation, claymation, stop motion, all that stuff's coming in. We have studios like from South Africa, different parts of Asia. It's going to be a lot of fun. I still thought there should have been way, way, way more merch from Visions, just from the Ronin episode alone, right? So, but I'm anxious to see. We got some really cool stuff. I think they're going to really pull at the heartstrings. Yes, and a Disney legend, David, as well. Yeah, that's going to be great. I mean, I love Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit. Getting them on doing Star Wars, the only thing that can top that is Studio Ghibli. Just season 3, nothing but Studio Ghibli. Like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to every last bit of this.
Now, I won't lie, I have not started Vision season 1, so I will. I'm behind, but I have time to jump on, so I will finish.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
I do want to add something. So Ahsoka will be out in August.
Yes.
On Disney Plus, and then this will be out on, guess what? May the 4th. Freaking awesome, right? So that gives me a reason to, if I'm not working, probably will be, but if not, being able to watch Visions 1 again in Japanese, since I watched in English, and then this in English to get the variety of all of it. But yeah, it's going to be great to have a gift on May the 4th, as you can see on the poster. I didn't even notice that. So cool.
There you go. All right, now moving on to the timeline of all this.
Woo!
I love that they did this. And I love that we're getting the Old Republic. We're getting that now. I remember, the Knights of the Old Republic movie. I like that we're getting that. Now, look, we are going to get to post BBY timeline, but I like the fact that we're going like 1,000 years in the future. I dig that. I have yet to start reading the books I have bought from, to expand my knowledge of the Old Republic. But KJ, how are we feeling about the movies?
I'm excited to see what James Mangold is going to do with Dawn of the Jedi. I thought he really rescued the Wolverine sub-franchise with the second film, and then Logan, which is still an instant classic. I think he's going to knock it out of the park with Indy 5. We'll see what happens, but give that man Star Wars. The High Republic stuff, I watched the panel. I haven't read any of the books or the comics, but the people who love High Republic love it. Absolutely. So I'm like, man, just even this. Like, I have the Light of the Jedi book. I just haven't read it yet. And I think I probably need to, and like, I'm excited about New Jedi Order. I think Daisy Ridley deserves her flowers. She's amazing. She's why I will still defend this in the entire sequel trilogy. Like, I was on the prequel defense force. I'm a card-carrying member of the sequel defense force. And that's because of Daisy. A fantastic lead. So I'm glad that she came back. I know there was a lot of acrimony with the end of episode 9. It was just an impossible situation, and the family really banded together.
Yeah.
And now we have all these great shows and great content that I think have really helped the fandom recoalesce. So I think now it's the perfect time to bring back Daisy, to bring back the New Jedi Order. Shout out to Blue Monday, New Order. That's an old reference. Never mind.
Well, I mean, and KJ, I want to piggyback on something you just said. I'm glad that she's getting, her due, because she got a lot of hate for like she and what was her name? Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran as well.
Kelly Marie Tran got a lot of hate for, as the same thing that we saw with Ahmed Best. Where they're not writing these movies. They're like, why? They didn't write the movie. Like, you can't hate on Daisy Ridley or Finn. I am blanking on names right now.
No. John Boyega.
John Boyega was fantastic as Finn. Like, come on. Like, now, did he get screwed over? Sure. He should have been a Jedi, or at least a Force sensitive. That's where we're kind of heading at. But look, the fact that we're getting this 15 years later, Travis, thoughts?
Yeah. So it's redemption time. Rey is gonna build, and someone mentioned New World Order earlier because the wrestling reference was right. But yeah, no, this is the New Jedi Order, which is just an awesome name. I don't know if it'll be the movie or it's the phase. The director is Ms. Marvel's director, so Charmin Obai Chinoy, probably saying that wrong again, but whatever. But I love Ms. Marvel. She's brought some magic to that Disney Plus MCU, and yes. I expect more here, even though it's in full cinematic form. But look, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are not going to knock the sequel trilogy out of canon. They're going to do what Filoni did for the prequel, and that was make everyone like it. Look at if you guys watched this last weekend and you saw Hayden Christensen's ovation, you would think it was Michael Jordan for the Chicago Bulls. Like, it was unbelievable. And they finally he had mentioned they gave him his flowers as well, KJ, because that's these guys all put work in, and they got blamed for some mid writing or poor decision making and directing. And now it's Daisy's turn right here, and hopefully everyone else, Poe and Finn, will eventually see the success of this and maybe jump along, or if not, new characters that we actually will love. So this is good news with this. And then I think we got what's in the next slide. I think we got James Mangold, right? So Mr. Mangold, the Wolverine and Logan. This is actually, someone mentioned that he's doing Old Republic. It's the Dawn of the Jedi he's doing. So
That's
this is
it,
going
Dawn
to
of
be
the Jedi. Yeah.
before. Yeah, well, no, they are Old Republic is part of the timeline, but Dawn of the Jedi is set 15,000 years before, and it'll be about the first Force wielder ever in the Jedi, and that's what James Mangold's going to do. So hopefully this movie, Dial of Destiny, is good, and then we won't go in hating what he's going to do at Dawn of Jedi. But yeah, I try Mangold's on. I mean, he's got a wonderful career, and he's on fire, and he's a great director. So I definitely trust what he's doing, and I love that they're just expanding. They're not sticking with, you know, what we've seen a million times over. Yeah. So they're taking chances because KJ mentioned. I mean, it's in the books, it's in the video games, it's in everything, the comics and anime and animation. So why not use all those tools now for cinema?
Yep. And look, I actually, when I was teaching, I actually took like 20 minutes of a class when I went to do a breakdown of what makes an Indiana Jones film great. And you need two things: a Judeo-Christian artifact and Nazis. And Dial of Doom has both. So guess what? Gonna be awesome. All right. Moving on. What do we got next?
Oh, and then Indiana Jones comes out June 30th. They announced the date. So yeah. And then Old Republic, right?
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, well, here we go. So I mean, it's just, you know, it's based on the BioWare game in the book and the stories that were out in 2011, and then they had an updated version a couple years ago. And I'm curious, will we see, you know, Raven, Bastilla Shan, you know, Darth Malak, Darth Nihilus, all that, like all the toys we're seeing with Gaming Greats to tie it in with toys. So it'd be cool if we get those characters. I mean, that's a dream project for any fan of Star Wars who's also an actor. I mean, imagine being able to play one of those characters from the awesome extended universe novels and the video games. It'd be just a tremendous opportunity. So it's very exciting, the future that we're getting with Star Wars, really.
And the fact that we are breaking away from the Skywalker trilogy, but the Skywalker trilogy will always have some kind of influence on what we discuss. And then finally, this comes out. Oh, I want to play this game so badly.
Did you play Fallen Order, you guys?
Oh yeah, I've played it like 3 times.
You beat it?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I didn't beat it. I just watched the end cutscenes.
Word. But it's man, one of the best, definitely the best Star Wars games since the Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2, KOTOR. Yeah. And I mean, if you're a Battlefront Online guy, I guess, but as far as story and everything, what a surprise to have Respawn from Titanfall make this game, right? And then just awesome. Migs Damusin and what's his name? Cameron Monaghan. They were at the celebration. They had a panel, and they showed the final gameplay trailer. And the cool thing I guess I got from it was that they're really going to boost the customization. So they know the games are long. You know, they're not super long like an open world, but now you'll be able to play with it. He mentioned Poncho like a million times. It was like an ongoing joke in the panel. It was really funny. Cameron did, but they promised that this is going to be more of a darker and emotional point. So maybe kind of like an Empire Strikes Back, if you will. Again, everything seems to come in threes.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I do know when you talk about the customization is going to be the different forms of fighting.
Yeah, so 5 different forms of fighting. Yep. And we're going to see Coruscant this time. And they said what's cool about this is there's going to be lots of interactivity with NPCs and like more side characters and more characters instead of kind of like that lone journey we got in the first one with just BD8 or whatever. Yeah. BD9 on the side to like, we're going to actually have like a lot of companion characters, and you could do special moves with those companion characters, like tag team moves and stuff like that. So it's going to be really cool. And then different townsfolk, I'm sure, to like kind of give you more lore and more story and everything. And I just pre-ordered this game today. Shout out to my mom who got me an Easter gift card for $25. So now that $70 game is $50 after taxes. So I was like, thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to play this April 28th.
I don't have a PS5 yet, so I won't be able to play it until.
Oh, there's a photo of the panel Oh yeah, and look at it's our friend from the HasLab. He's now in the video game.
Um, look, Cameron Monaghan like kills everything he's in. He just kills it. Whether it's Shameless, Gotham, like say what you will, he played like I think 5 different versions of the Joker and nailed every single one of them. He did. And then now he's killing it as Cal Kestis.
They're teeing up something for Disney Plus. I mean, it's already there. It's all there. They have the cookbook. Now they just need to stir it up and put it in the oven. Like, you can play the game, then watch the show, then play the game based on the show that's based on the game.
It'd be amazing.
Nailed it. You guys nailed it.
Nailed it. But yeah, and look, I have so much fun customizing my lightsaber and Fallen Order. I do. I switch between the burnt orange because UT and the blue saber. But I'm like, let me go double. Like, let me whoop everyone's candy ass. All right.
Yeah, you can make your Galaxy's Edge lightsaber in Fallen Order. It's like just
nice.
The geekiest. Yeah, it's so great.
So fun. It's so fun. All right. Moving on to Andor.
And we talked about this. KJ talked about it at length, but Diego Luna promised, like a very intense second season. We wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, season 1 was pretty intense. And then Tony Gilroy, director, said they're halfway shooting season 2, and then it's also out in August, but this time 2024.
Yeah.
So you get Ahsoka this year, and a year later, exactly. Happy birthday! You'll have Andor season 2, but otherwise, I think we talked about Andor. So
yeah, that's fine. Moving on, The Acolyte.
This is an interesting one. I'll let KJ take the wheels if I know he watched the streams, and then I'll come back.
Yeah, it's a great cast. Amandla Steinberg, a few others. We have Jonas Sutomo as a Wookiee Jedi.
Crazy.
I'm here for. But once again, this is like the first show we're going to see from the High Republic era. So, like, great comics, great books. I think we also have an animated series that's going to be High Republic, Young Jedi.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, yeah. We didn't include that, but yeah, good point.
So, yeah. Time out. And KJ, you can carry on after this, but I have seen the memes for the Young Jedi Adventures. Have you all seen like episodes, like the pilot?
No.
I don't know if I want to.
The first one, like the all happy, like first episode, final episode, and it's like the youngling when Anakin walks in. I'm like, God.
Oh no. Okay, maybe I'll have to see.
Because like with Andor, there is no happy ending. Okay, all right, KJ, continue with Acolyte because this is an amazing episode, amazing project.
It's just really showing that, like, before Disney Plus, before the sequel trilogies, we had comic books, Dark Horse, we had the novels. That was basically it. It's like that extended universe really existed in our hearts and minds. So now you have something like The Acolyte with the show's pedigree that it has with its filmmakers. Like we said, if you don't like this thing, you can go with this, right? You don't like frozen custard, you can get sorbet. You can get sherbet, right? So this is just another flavor.
I'm hungry. Thanks, KJ.
Well, I'm always hungry. Andor, I think, caught a lot of people by surprise because they forgot the level of passion and commitment that this world, that this universe brings out of its craftspeople and filmmakers, right? But now after this, after even seeing the places that Mandalorian is still taking us, I think people have a right to be stoked about this new series. And this being our first foray into High Republic live action.
Agreed. Now, if I'm not mistaken, KJ, please correct me if I'm wrong on this. The Acolyte will follow the first Sith apprentice, right?
I think it's going to be. It's like they're outnumbered by the Jedi. So this is more about sort of like the dark side of like how we had the Jedi Padawan relationship. This is like the dark side of it, because in the High Republic, the Sith are a bit more they're just a bit more present than the Rule of Two, that kind of thing.
Right, because during the High Republic, you had multiple Siths until I can't think of the Darth that did it. Said there can only be two because they just backstab each other in the back all the goddamn time.
Yeah, and Amandla Steinberg, she's going to be a former Padawan reuniting with her Jedi Master. They're going to be solving crimes, but it's going to be a much more sinister look at the High Republic and at Star Wars lore in general.
Okay.
So
no, Jeff.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say this is kind of like hence the name the High Republic. It's kind of Jedi dominance, and so you're right. There's a lot of Sith groups and different groups, and a lot of them formed out of, because when you get a lot of Jedi dominance, you're gonna have a lot of Sith because they tend to stray that way as well. So the creator Leslie Headland, her pitch was Frozen meets Kill Bill, which is very interesting. And the joke that she didn't get thrown out of the room by Kathleen Kennedy for that one. And she's taken it. She called it's like almost all Star Wars, though. It's very inspired by samurai because that's what George Lucas was, Western and samurai as we see the Mandalorian. But this is going to be more of the Asian influence than the Western influence that we see with Mandalorian. So, but the thing is that they're going to raise a lot of questions to make it intriguing, because when you have so many good people, why are they doing the things they do? Like, why are they training children? Like, why does, how did Yoda not even know that Palpatine was Supreme Chancellor? Like, there's all these questions that the series creator wants to ask. And I think that's, there's a lot that they're wanting to do here, and it could be an absolute disaster, or it could be like a mind fuck, like mind blowing, all the things that George Lucas didn't want to touch or didn't have time to touch, and we're getting to it, like really dark shit. That's like dark shit from the Jedi world.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an interesting tale. As far as the panels and stuff, I'm staying away from it because I have books to read first, and I don't want to. I know they're gonna spoil it because they're already in season 3 of the comics, and there's a lot of the expanded books, and I'm saving the panels for one day to do High Republic Day. I'm just gonna watch all the streams because I'm behind on my reading. But I mean, it was just crazy, and also a homeboy from Squid Game's in it, Lee Jung Jae. So that's really cool. And Carrie Ann Moss is playing a Jedi, our Matrix friend. So I mean, there's a lot here. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, a lot of us don't know what to take from it because it's so many things. But if they kind of nail down what it is, it could be something special.
Moving on, we've got what is this?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I just wanted to give credit to ObiWan Kenobi. I think a lot of people look at the series weirdly. You know what I mean? I think looking back and watching this panel, I was like, no, this was a great series. I mean, at least in my opinion. Was it flawless? No, it had its issues, but it found itself at the end. It wasn't a very long series, but by the last couple episodes, I thought they really got to where they wanted to get to.
I agree. The first half was slow, but it made sense of why it was slow, because Obi-Wan has cut himself off from the Force and is trying to find himself. And at the end, I think, oh, there's the badass. All right. Mm-hmm. Also, what the hell's going on with Obi-Wan? I mean, with Ewan McGregor's hair here.
He just called being Ewan McGregor and doing whatever you want.
You know what? When you're Ewan, you can do whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want. And
I do want to add, man, that girl, I don't know her name. Do you guys know her name? Leia. So
no.
She's so freaking smart. I don't know, how old is she? 11, 10, 9. She's smarter than 90% of she's definitely smarter than me, but she's smarter than 90% of the people I know. Hearing her talk and her mannerisms, I'm like, how is this a child? Just the way she speaks, it's she's so advanced for her age. It's unbelievable.
You remember Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Leonardo DiCaprio was having a crisis, and he basically talks to the child actor and she's just totally together? That's exactly what that reminded me of. Okay,
that's perfect. Okay, so real quick. So, it made us seem weak. All right, so here's what I get to put on my Star Wars hat, and lay down some knowledge, because in the books this is explained that his armor, and the comic books now, Vader is weakened because Palpatine wanted him to be weak so that he knew that he could always have him under his thumb. Why? Because he knew how strong Anakin was. And when Anakin failed him by not killing Obi-Wan, it was kind of like a slap in the face to Palpatine. So Palpatine put him in 30-year-old armor. Painfully. Like, there was no anesthetic. It was just smacking everything into the nerve. So his whole force is keeping the pain at bay. That is why he's not what he should be. If Anakin hadn't gone bad, Anakin would have wrecked shop over everything and run roughshod. But because he went dark, and because he is in a 30-year-old suit, that is torture every time. Like, every step he takes is torturous. His power is significantly weakened.
His power consumed him, yeah.
Yeah. So when Obi-Wan goes full on, like, Super Saiyan at the end, which was a badass ending, it made sense that now Obi-Wan is kind of back to where he could be with Anakin. All right.
I cried at the end of this. Screw the internet.
Look, and look, Spec is right. There were some bad decisions. However, when you see that beautiful cinematography on Anakin's face when he's Vader, and he's going, you didn't kill him, and he's like got the blue saber on, and it cuts off, and the red turns on. He goes, I killed him. I killed Anakin. You're like, oh God, like, give me a cigarette. This is just amazing.
A cigarette. That's amazing. Ewan did say he wants a season 2. Probably not going to happen, but it was, I mean, the reception was great. But, at Star Wars Celebration, they could be like, hey, I just took a dump. And then, it's like, there's no booing.
It was a Jedi Master dump.
Yeah.
Master Jedi dump.
Well, I think there's still a great Obi-Wan Young Luke show that's out there, and they can take the lessons they learned from season 1. Like, I still think that there's better performances in Obi-Wan Kenobi than in the prequel trilogy, but that's not saying much. I say bring on season 2, man. I don't care. Like, I need my sorbet, I need my sherbet, I need my dairy-free, fat-free ice cream that no one likes but me. I'm that guy. Do it.
Well,
KJ.
Go, Travis.
It's a race. No, but KJ, even if we get more, even if it's focused on young Leia, but you could call it Obi-Wan Kenobi to sell the stream and everything. But even if it's like kind of tying into her growth, there's your center right there, right? I mean, based on
you could. I guess it would be a spinoff of a spinoff.
That's what Star Wars is.
What the hell? Oh, Obi-Wan did show, and KJ, going to what you just said, and it was like, yeah, no brainer. It wasn't Hayden's fault that he gave stiff performances. It's the director, and we saw in Obi-Wan some really good performances by Hayden. Not fantastic. He's not a fantastic actor, but he's a good, serviceable actor, and we saw that. Whereas in the prequels, you're like, oh man, what is? But as you grow older, you're like, oh no, it's not Hayden's fault. It's fucking Lucas's fault. Lucas, look, gives us some great ideas. Bad director, just saying it, just going right there. Get American Graffiti, great, yeah. New Hope, good. Empire, much better. Why? Irv Kirshner.
Well, in a meta sense, that's what happens when you have too much power. Like, Lucas was just surrounded by yes men. No one could be like, hey, man, this isn't a good idea. He didn't have Gary Kurtz. He didn't have Marsha Lucas.
Nope.
He didn't have the people that was like, no, we need to do this. I'm Irvin Kershner, and I know how to do this. Yeah.
Yep, and as didn't like to direct actors, yeah. And also, it's like, I don't like sand. You know what, George, you might want to rewrite that. That's a bad line.
No, but it's a classic bad line. This is where the fun begins.
Oh, so bad. But then they're bad line. Like here, I think the prequels is a like masterclass in bad writing. But when you have bad writing, but you have amazing actors, you can deliver amazing performances with shitty lines. It's like okay, and Ewan just killed it in every episode. It's like Ewan didn't need to be directed, but Hayden did need that push, and we saw that in Obi-Wan, and we saw great performances out of him.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. Now, moving on, we've got The Skeleton Crew with Jude Law.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So this is like Goonies, Stand By Me, Super 8, and Star Wars Land, right? So or Stranger Things or whatever. But they showed a trailer, but we didn't get to see it. It was in the panel, so it's out later this year. I mean, what else is there to say, right? I mean, it's going to be cool, but we don't know. We haven't seen anything unless you were there. If you were there in London, let us know what happened. But I even did some research, and I didn't really see much of a description. I'm curious, but yeah, looks. I mean.
Well, this is really born out of Jon Favreau being on the Spider-Man MCU movies and watching John Watts work, right? So he had like an F-Zero hyperlane express path to getting onto Star Wars. But John Watts he was great with that young cast with Tom Holland. Who's the guy that plays Ned?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name though.
Yeah, but just he's great with all those actors, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be.
It does look like Nick Cage, right there.
It's going to be very Emblem-esque, and I think they're going to be off to a good start. It's just once again getting all those nooks and crannies in this giant English muffin that we call Star Wars. I'm really hungry, you guys.
Yeah, really hungry. Like everything you are like you know when this movie came together, like it's like a good pizza. You get the dough and
you get the sauce.
I'm starting again.
I'm gonna get a mushroom. It's a large movie, like a large pizza.
Pizza with garlic knots and delicious Caesar salad on the side and meatballs. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cage is just hungry. We need to like Travis, we need to Uber Eats or DoorDash something to KJ right now. So
I'm always in North Hollywood making deliveries. I'll be right there. Because KJ's hungry, how about before you get to the very, very last slide, let me get through some quick notes from Star Wars Celebration, some stuff people are curious about. So Kathleen Kennedy, of course, the CEO, the producer here. Of Lucasfilm. She's confirmed that there's actually going to be a Lando Calrissian series. It's still happening, but they didn't really confirm, Wu Gambino, Donald Glover. So it's all but confirming him in there. KJ, you got anything about that before I move on to the next note?
I think once again, Solo was one of those things where we have a lot of flawed works within the Pantheon. I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller, shout out to Spider-Verse over here. But the point is, Solo didn't really get the shine the way that it could have.
No.
It was a schizophrenic movie. Ron Howard did his best, but I think everyone involved suffered.
Yep.
The guy who plays young Han Solo, Alden Heimbrecht, I forget. But
that's sad, right?
They can still pick things up the same way that Andor ended up even being better than Rogue One. You may disagree with that, but I think a young Lando series would be will really right a lot of the wrongs that Solo dropped the ball on. I mean, you have a Lando series, that means you're going to have Darth Maul and Crimson Dawn.
Yeah,
like no one's mentioning that, and I think Lucasfilm wants it that way. So it'd be like surprise. That kind of thing.
But I mean, I won't lie. Like I've watched Solo a few times. I blow my nose or seen them in, but I actually liked Solo. I actually thought it was a fun movie. It was a chaotic film, sure, 100%. But I feel Solo might have suffered from the fact that we knew about the Lord Miller leaving, Ron Howard coming in, saving, and I think it cast like this movie's not going to be good because they left and Howard had to come in and save it. And I'm like, I came in, I wonder, I don't know if I'm gonna like this movie. And they're like, oh, that's how I met Chewie? I like that. That's how I met Lando? Oh, I dig that. Oh, he's Solo. Oh, a little on the nose, very little on the nose, but I still liked it. I liked all of it. And like, look, Donald Glover, like, killed it as Lando. He is Lando. I think he outlandoed Billy D. Williams. Let's be real here. Let's just be real here. He kind of did.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
Oh, Billy D looks great for 86. He was at Celebration.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have a whole lot to say, but he's 86 years old. And the fact that he was there and still smiling and still, fine and not suffering, it didn't appear. But he is, I can't believe he's 86. But yeah, he was there. He didn't say a whole lot, but he was there.
Doesn't need to. He's Billy
Yeah.
D.
All right. Next thing was Taika Waititi is still working on his script as they announced the movie. It's taken a while because he doesn't want anyone messing with it. He doesn't want like a writer's room of Lucasfilm people. It's Taika Waititi. It has to be, it's only going to work if it's his vision. You know what I mean? Whether you liked Ragnarok or not, that's kind of the message that they were saying. He doesn't want outside help, and not in a bad way. It's just like, he's got a resume that works for his vision. And then when he's done, they can scrap it or use it. Hopefully they use it. He's a great filmmaker.
Yeah, we don't need these meddlesome movies by committee. Like, what was that saying? A camel is a horse made by committee. So, like the early Marvel movies suffered because they had like this whole parliament of people that didn't really know what they had to say about movies. They left, the movies got better. I don't know what's going on now. It feels like they're going to have to clean house again. And I think at Lucasfilm, they're doing a good job of just letting people make what they want, not getting in the way of Andor, not getting in the way of what it looks like Skeleton Crew and Acolyte and everything else. Like Dave Filoni is probably like just a kid in the ultimate sandbox with Ahsoka. So he doesn't have time to micromanage. He's just like, look, there's enough Star Wars for everyone. Go do that. Go do Visions. Do Tales of the Jedi. There's room for all of this, and that's ultimately going to be healthier and better for Star Wars as a whole.
Agreed.
And the last quick note was they asked Kathleen about Rogue Squadron, but of course we know Patty Jenkins left and that got scrapped. But they said it's still possible that it could end up a series instead of a movie, or there's still something they want to do with the the pilots and everything. So that's it. I mean, and then we get the last slide.
Which, real quick about Squadrons, look, just make it Top Gun in space and you're fine.
Done.
It's done. Okay, and then finally,
yay!
Weed Con. Yeah.
But in 2
Domo
years.
arigato gozaimasu. Oh my god.
So actually, Travis, I actually almost called you today because Ashley has been on Japan TikTok and has been wanting certain Japanese food. So I actually found a Japanese convenience store here in Houston. And
in Texas.
Nothing but Japanese stuff. It was really good. I had the unagi. Really good unagi. And no, they are skipping 2024.
Yeah, there's no Celebration 2024, which is great for all nerd wallets across the universe with inflation, maybe taking a break. And Japan's, I wouldn't call it an expensive place, but it's expensive to do that trip because it costs $1,000+ to fly there and back. Yeah. So, but then once you get there, you can, but I think, of course, prices will be raised. I don't know. It's not really like America, though. It's not going to just jump up like, New York and LA because there's Oscars or a Super Bowl. But it's not going to be super cheap, but it's affordable. If you save your money now, you get 2 years to go to Japan, and I'm dying to go back. And there's lots of wrestling that happens this time of year.
All
so
right.
I may do it.
There you go.
All right.
That is it for the film side or the media side. But we are a toy kind of mood. So in the second half of the show, we
did it in an hour.
We did
an hour. We got through all the media in the weekend. Bobby, you're an amazing host. Thank you.
The second third. This is the second third we're going into now.
The second third.
Second breakfast.
Oh, second breakfast. Oh, I like it. Okay. Look.
Chaz, the guru's here, yo.
So many. What's up, Chaz? So many damn toys.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Yes.
Yeah, David pre-ordered everything. That's why he's like, here we go, my bank account.
All right. Ugh, let me get prepared for this.
I didn't miss the toy talk. Hey, I thought our entertainment talk was great. Bobby and KJ were great. I'm okay.
Look, once again, it just goes to show that, you know what? We're more than just toys. Go back to KJ's and mine episode when we talked about movies. We killed that shit.
I love that episode. Yeah.
I think when it comes to Bobby, you're right. When it comes to special conventions and things that are happening, I love doing the pop culture and tying it into toys because we got Comic-Con coming up. We're gonna have a million shows about all the toys, but we should talk about all the Hall H stuff or reveals too, man. That'd be a lot of fun. I love geeks have gaming it out with you guys.
Exactly. All right. Now moving on. No, look, the beginning of this is not, your conventional action figure because Monopoly. Because this is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. If you've been watching the show, you know that my wife and I love Monopoly, so I will be buying this game. Look at these. This is amazing.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, that's
I love this.
Lando.
I love this. Yeah, Luke, Han, Chewie, Lando, Leia.
Shit.
The Ewok, the racer, the freaking like X-wing. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Pasco, collect $200. The Chatterback Chopper. Look, I get that it's a kid's toy. However,
KJ's already got one. Where's he?
But I got exclusive. Then the Star Wars. I got something to show you guys. The Star Wars animatronics.
Hold on.
Here is my Star Wars Mandalorian animatronic. You press the head here.
No.
All right. So I'm getting that chopper. They're great. They're a lot of fun. They're worth the money. You can wait for the sale. There's always a Pulse sale. There's always an Amazon sale. I got this on sale. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent on it, but it was on sale. This is where the fun begins. So get that Chatterback Chopper. I almost said Hollaback Chopper. But get it.
Look,
get it. It's Star Wars. It's a child.
I get that, my dogs will go absolute nuts, but I'll get it.
Yeah. So I'm getting that chopper. It's going to be great. We're going to go through. I'll let you know whether I got it or not. With all the stuff that we were talking about.
Yeah. And look, who doesn't love Chopper? Like Hollaback Chopper. Chopper's an a-hole. He's an a-hole, and his mouth is just the F word every other word. He would fit really well on the show.
Chopper is going to be in Ahsoka. We didn't mention that.
Yes, he is. He's going
to be hilarious.
We don't know what's voice.
Now moving on, we've got Book of Boba. Now we've got the Tusken Warrior and Massif and the Vintage Collection. Look, I'm a big fan of the TVC. I've actually becoming a bigger fan because of how detailed these figures are. I actually do love this. I love now a lot of these are in the old Chopper does effing kill people. Yeah. Look, Chopper and R2-D2 are not afraid to throw hands or claws and kill a mofo. They drop them. I love he does shoot first. I love this Kenner packaging.
Nice.
I'm absolutely in love with it, and they're doing this a lot throughout this this wave. Mm-hmm. So here's the Tusken Raider and his what is it, the Massif.
Looks cool.
It looks very cool. Then we've got these got back mixed up. Oh well. We've got Vanth and Cad Bane, and then we've got the Luke in the retro packaging.
So here's
here's Vanth and Cad Bane.
That went on pre-order today along with the Tusken, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
And, real quick, yes, Chopper is voiced by Felony.
There you go.
There you go.
Dave
Felony is the
there
voice
you
of Chopper in Star Wars Rebels.
Cool. And Timothy Oliphant is the voice of
Van.
Van.
So look, the only reason I would get this 2-pack is because of this Cad Bane.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's look, if you missed it, go check out Toy Connections because Ken and I break down and Robert from Shell Shack broke down whether you keep packaging in box or if you buy your toys loose. Look, I do love this packaging. I love that.
I agree with this right here. I think it's a great clearance item. If
It's
I find it on clearance, I will be thrilled.
The only reason
Repaints a repack, yeah.
It's just. Look, I already have a better Vanth already when he's got the Mando armor on, and look, I got Cad Bane. I don't have him yet, but if I find him loose, I just want the figure. I don't care about the box. If I can find him like loose at a con, I'm gonna get him like this. Other than badass looking, just badass looking. And then moving on, retro Luke. And I think David Speck kind of puts it best here. It's kind of a lazy repack. Let's see here on. Oh, okay, Joe. What were you pointing at, man?
I was just saying, I love the retro stuff. I'm gonna, yeah. So the what's fun about the retro figures, and we already talked about Indiana Jones and everything else. Are like it's just a really fun way to abstract the figure. Like you gotta be careful because then you get Darth Vader or you get Ned B or all that other stuff. It's like they're just really charming. And
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I just like looking at this Luke. I'll wait for it. I'll see it. I'll wait for it. I do like the soft goods. I mean, this is actually pretty damn dope, and I probably will end up getting him because I'm a sucker for the Skywalkers.
They all go on sale. Just wait for the sale.
I know.
Anything mainline Star Wars or Marvel Legends, if it's mainline, and now even G.I. Joe, they're all going on sale eventually. If it's mainline and not exclusive, and even exclusive, Target exclusive stuff goes on sale. The other exclusive stuff, I wouldn't mess with it. If it's Walmart and Amazon, you better buy it.
Yeah. Now we got Coruscant. Once again, love the packaging. Now this is TVC, but look, I do like retro. Retro's cool, but TVC is not going to say better than Black Series, but you could make that argument.
I mean, these have more articulation than a McFarlane figure.
Yeah. Yeah. And the detail in these figures, and I don't have any of mine are all packed up right now. The detail in these are so good. Like here, let's get us out of the way and just bask in the beauty.
And they didn't have to play games and get a repainted Chewbacca and then get the script. Like they got it straight up.
Yeah, we had to deal with that first.
Oh man. I dig this. I might get this.
Yeah.
I might get this.
Yeah.
All right, now moving on to the Bad Batch, which is bad for my wallet because look, I do have. The only one I don't have of the original is Tech. I don't have Tech. So I'll probably end up getting this one. Bad Batch Season 2, I'm about halfway through, is phenomenal, fantastic. I love the animation. I hate that the repaints look so good.
They did a lot. They did a lot on the repaint.
It's a lot of new mercenary gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we have Hunter here. Now, real quick, they did say that there was the concern in season 1, and they fixed it in season 2. The fact that the Bad Batch crew, the clones, are their skin is darker because they had to look like
Tamora Morrison.
Tamora Morrison, thank you. Which duh. And I love look at this painting. Look at this deco job, y'all.
It's dope.
Look at it.
It's dope. I was happy because when I first showed the art, I think it was Dave's story in our chat. We were like, when we saw the art poster, we're like, oh, now we know the next wave of Bad Batch, we can skip it because we were like there. But now that we've seen the season or most of the season, now we see the toys. It's totally far advanced than that poster we got for season 2, the initial poster. So yeah, they're repaints, but they're fantastic repaints. I don't think I'll pay $25 a piece for them, but I will eventually have to get them all.
No, I am actually on Dave Speck's side here, like, because I don't have Omega, I don't have Tech, and I actually like this Omega better than the other one, and the Tech we'll get to in a second, but more Hunter, more Hunter, like Hunter, Tech, Eka, like you have to do like that.
It kind of gives off like a kind of a Native American vibe with the paint.
See, I'm getting like Jamaican vibes. I'm getting like Cool Runnings, Clone Troopers.
If we had green
Clone Runnings.
Cool Runnings. Look, yeah, actually, I can see Jamaican. I can see Native American too. All right, so moving on, we've got, speaking of Omega. It's a great sculpt. Mm-hmm. I like they actually did the hair well. I like the bow. This is a clearance for me because like the first one did come with like a second like little creature or whatever, and this one doesn't. But it's a fantastic sculpt, a fantastic paint job.
That's what I was thinking. Tactical Space Force Spirit for Hunter. Yeah.
Let's see here. Where is here we go.
Andrew, what's up?
Now moving on to look, this is just it's just a dope. It is superior to the original.
Retractable bow, I think they said there's something different. When I was watching the panel, they said there's something with the bow. It might be, I don't know if it's retractable or that's more. Yeah.
I mean it's just fantastic. Moving on, Tech, the virus that you do get the glass. I mean, this is basically the original Tech with some paint onto it. So I'm getting this one for 100%. The helmet does fit over his glasses. You can see his glasses through the visor, and then the visor comes down.
We all wanted that the first time, but now they're listening to the fans, right? If you're gonna repaint it, and they also add a feature that the fans want, you can't really get mad at that, right? Especially when the repaints look this good.
Who were we using for Tech's glasses last year and 2 years ago? Was it Princess Leia, or was it like a Hoth soldier? Like some of them
maybe a Hoth soldier, maybe
probably. Yeah, I am not sure. You would be the man that would know that, dude.
The custom god, bro.
I'm still wondering if I'm going to pay the iron price for Hunter and Crosshairs because I didn't get those.
I have those still in packaging in my Star Wars DTOF. Yes. But look at this.
Yeah,
great looks.
That's great. That's great.
So damn good.
You need to watch the Bad Batch, man. Watch it.
I know. I need to get caught up on it. Bad Batch is amazing. Here is
Crosshair. It's Tech or Crosshair? That's Tech. Okay.
It's Echo. It's Echo.
Echo.
That's Echo.
That's Echo. Yeah.
Tech is with the goggles. That's Echo.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is Tech. This is Echo. Yeah. I love it.
We didn't see much of Echo. We didn't see much of Echo this season. I don't think. Right? He was kind of. It was more about Tech.
We saw a good amount of. It was more Tech than Echo, but we saw a good amount of Echo. And
because they're very similar. So it's like,
Well, when you have clones of clones, they all kind of run together.
Leia's goggles. There you go.
Oh, okay, it was Leia's goggles.
Leia's goggles.
Thanks, Chaz.
Thank you.
I do want to. The first thing I thought about was for people who don't really go wild with displays, I thought it would be cool to have a before and after because of how good we usually don't cherish repaints and give them props. They're like, repaints. Well, but I was like, it'd be cool to have Hunter season 1 and Hunter season 2 together, or like all of them together, like before and after, or side by side. Like there's a lot of cool before and after possibilities with this that I would never do before. I'd be like, what a stupid repaint. They gave it like a red stripe on the arm or like a extra helmet or something. This is like, you know, really advanced.
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course
Rekka.
Hey guys.
I had refused to get this at deluxe price, and then it just got slashed everywhere, like almost down to a third. I think I bought my record for like $11, but hopefully they won't be playing those same games. This one ends up being $24.99. That's cool. But yeah.
True. It's everyone's favorite strongman. That is awesome. I need to find that. Now we did see a live action Tamora Morrison clone trooper in Obi-Wan, so we did have that. All right, now moving on. I would love a live action Bad Batch. That'd be badass. All right, we got more Rekka. Like it's just a great figure. It really is.
Yeah.
Here we go. Clone Commando. Like this looks absolutely fantastic. And B's battleground is 100% right. Oh, I just had it. There we go. It looks amazing. Look at the deco on the helmet, Trav.
Yeah,
like
the visor part.
Yeah, the visor
really
just pops,
glowing and beaming. Yeah, it's very.
I mean,
cool.
it's
no, definitely grab one.
I'll grab one. I
don't troop build Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like messing my whole setup here, but behind me, I just have one of every trooper, but that's good enough for me. There's so many. So, Mando time.
All right, Mandalorian's giving us some great, but really, we only got one cool thing, and it's sold out like that.
Oh, and so, yeah, I bought something the vintage collection. That doesn't happen. The only thing I own is Boba Fett Starship, aka Slave One. But I was like, this would look so cool with it. And they really did a great job with we get the soft goods, we get the great packaging. They're coming both on blister card. I do wish they were like removable blister card because I don't really want to buy two $131 items and then keep one carded. But whatever, I'll try to be careful with it with an Exacto or something. But man, no, that N1. Can we go to some of the
here?
Okay, cool. So yeah, man, they did a lot with this. Like retractable rockets. It's really intuitive. The base stand is really slick.
So
flexible. They put
the
a lot
base
of work.
stand is great. Base stand is great. The covering for the sides can come off, so it can be like he's fixing it. Where Grogu goes, you can put a tech droid in there as well. And there is storage underneath there. So
R5 can go in the cockpit, like we've
yes,
seen more in the other episodes. And then they were saying like the Jawas can mess with the, like they've shown with the
they had the beam from New Hope, like
OTT.
They made a cameo, and then you can even put it in the fuselage.
Yeah, there's a lot of compartments. It's a lot. It looks basic on top, but they really put a lot of work in. And then on top, there was a top shot. I don't think you have it, but there's it's cool, but there's a ton of detail on the top. So the paint is gorgeous on this, and the detail. So how much was the Slave One?
Yeah, I'll keep talking. I'll do the math. Hold on.
Yeah.
$25 in 2000. Let's see here.
Because it was just a different time.
Slave One was what, $100?
What, way back in the day?
No. I'm talking about like the one from a few years ago. The one I grabbed it on Best Buy. I think I paid around $100. A year ago or something. 2 years ago.
All right, so technically speaking, $25 in 2000 would be $43 today. But it was basic. It was a basic bitch. This, a little higher class. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There's more going on in this TVZ Starfighter than the Naboo one from way back
Exactly. Like, look, we look at, you know what? Case in point. Again, you know, and I have these out still.
Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. The one he's commenting on. It's now $200 thanks to scalpers and inflation.
Yeah.
No. It retailed for $70. According to Action Figure 411, it was $69.99, and that was
the Slave one.
Yeah, Slave one.
Wow, I bought it retail for $90.
You may have gotten a re-release. And that was the price point. So like Poe Dameron's X-Wing was $89. Luke's Red One was $100, but Luke and R2D2 were separate. The TIE Fighter cleared out, so I got the TIE Fighter for like $25 from BBTS.
Yeah. But real quick, just to go to everyone's point about pricing, like, and I have these out from my episode of Toy Connections. Look, here's old school Toy Biz, like mid '90s, like I think they were like $7. Okay, and then like the figures, like there's more detail in them now. Like there just are. Like yes, you know, I will be able to say like, no,
Costs have risen to make, you know,
costs have risen.
Like in the sun shows, like the resin and the, you know, all
yes.
the mold, the plastics and everything. You know, if you really want to get it, plus the cost to ship it, the cost to pay everybody to do it. Yeah, it's just gone up. But I don't hate the 132 price. 115 is a little nicer, but I mean, whatever. They got to pay licenses to, you know, it is what it is. It sold out on a bunch of websites. So
yeah, sold out on Pulse and Amazon. Yeah.
So they were the marketing was, they were smart.
Yeah.
They were smart.
Yeah.
Right. What can you say?
Now moving on from here to Ahsoka. Which once again, I can't wait for this show. Mm-hmm. And the only thing we really get toy wise is the helmet. I love these helmets, but I can't wear the helmets because my head is too big. I have a big head. So look, it's cool. It's dope as hell.
Yeah.
If I could actually wear them, I'd buy them. Which maybe, you know, actually might come in handy that I can't fit it into any of them because I'd be broke. All right, moving on. We've got
Return to Jedi. Let me just spit something about Return to Jedi real quick. I was born in '82. Return to Jedi was probably the first film my family took me to. We can't even remember it. But if you were an '80s kid, you were probably a Star Wars kid. And if you were a Star Wars kid, you were probably a Return of the Jedi kid, because Return of the Jedi was the movie they kept playing over and over and over on cable, network television premiere, right? All that merch that they released in '83 and '84. So if you had Star Wars bed sheets, they were Return to Jedi's bed sheets. If you had pajamas, they were Return to Jedi pajamas. Return to Jedi coloring books. Return to Jedi storybooks.
Yes.
Return to Jedi story audio cassettes. Return to Jedi soundtrack on vinyl, right? Like if you were of age when Return to Jedi, like Gen X had New Hope. They had Empire. The elder millennials, we had Return to Jedi. And so I have a special love in my heart for Return to Jedi. It is my favorite Star Wars movie. And hold on a second. Yeah. It's a different kind of love.
I've had this since I was a child. Like this thing it's metal. It's dented all the hell. But I remember like being a kid, like this is cool. I don't remember how I got it. I'm sure my parents got it for me. But yeah, I've had that. I've carried that around with me for forever.
Yeah, we got some love in the chat for Return to Jedi.
We do. Although I will say this, as an adult, I think Return is my third favorite Star Wars film now, after Empire and Rogue One. Mainly because that first like half of it is amazing, and then the Ewoks kind of kill it for me. But because that should have been Wookiees. Lucas wrote it to be Wookiees, and he's like, "No, I need to be smaller." I'm like, "No." They find like the what was it, ATSTs? Like Wookiees look small.
They got their battle of Kashyyyk on episode 3, man. But I'm ride or die for the Ewoks, man. The cartoon series. All right, the telefilms, Caravan of Courage, man, the Ewok Adventure. Don't get started with me, man. Shout out to the Wookiees, but shout out to my Ewoks.
Fine.
Yeah.
Look, I will. I'm not going to disparage the Ewoks they brought down, and then they were vicious and ate the stormtroopers. So look, they're vicious little shits. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Murder bears, man. Yeah.
They ate them, and then they played drums on the helmets. Like who does that?
Petty bitches like the Ewoks do. That's who, man. Yeah.
petty bitches. They eat you, and then they play drums on your helmets.
Yeah. It's not over for the Ewoks. Just because they ate you doesn't mean they're done spiting you. Yeah, I love that.
Like, are we done spiting? No. Yeah, first, we have the Golden God.
It comes down to Anakin and Luke. Luke finally redeeming his father, and his father fulfilling the prophecy of the Chosen One, killing Palpatine until he returns. But the point is, you know, and like even we'll get into some of the toy products from Return of the Jedi later, but it just spawns a lot of love. Yep. And it just gives people a good feeling inside. Like, and we need that.
Petty.
Hey guys,
I'll be back. Hold on a second. I'll be back.
Hey Bobby, I get Wicket. Wicket was but like I couldn't afford Star Wars toys as a kid. The Kenners, they were more expensive than like GI Joes and stuff. So either that or I could only buy. I only had selected money from my parents to buy like GI Joe, so I didn't have that many Star Wars figures. But I had to have Wicket, you know. And then also, remember the big movie hardcover books? They were thin, but they were giant for kids. I had the Return of the Jedi, and that was the first time I fell in love with Star Wars. And then
I gotta show you guys this.
That's dope.
That's sick, man. That's a sick shirt.
See, y'all made me do like Jay-Z, change clothes and go.
Yeah.
Do it. It's weird. I remember like liking Star Wars, but I don't really remember like what got me into Star Wars. I was always like, you know, cartoons, but like Star Wars. And then as you get older, I think like high school is when I really got into like Star Wars again. Like, oh, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool.
I think you have higher levels of appreciation. Like I think you have to go through some things and just even like gain. Yes, environmentalists. They're original Planeteers. But you have to appreciate all the things that Star Wars is doing with genre, with technology, with special effects, and then with storytelling.
What up, Lido? Hey, just checking in at any time means a lot to us, even if it's for a minute. That's what's up. Yeah. I can't say go Bulls though. They don't have Jordan and Pippen anymore, but go Celtics.
Go Bulls. Sorry.
What else we got next? What do we got next?
Next, let's go back to here. All right, so moving on to Return of the Jedi, we've got this 4-pack from the TVC of like. I feel that when they do stuff like this, it's for like the hardcore collector, and I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that, but who the like cool. You know, like okay, like
hardcore. That's what Star Wars fans are. So that's good.
And that's fine.
We complain when there's 5 repacks of Luke, but then when they give us these deep cuts, we gotta appreciate it, right? I mean, we want more aliens in our Star Wars, and here we go.
Very true. So we get this 4-pack from Jabba's skiff from the beginning. Mm-hmm. More people to occupy said HasLab, and it is great. Look, the soft goods are amazing. The sculpts are amazing. The face sculpts are amazing. Like they don't slack on the TVC, and they're tiny, but they don't slack on these at all. And I love that. That's why I do love TVC.
How long ago was the sail barge? Like when was that?
I think they said 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah, $500.
They gave away 2 sail barges during the panel. You had to have a golden ticket under your chair. I'm imagining people were walking around checking the empty chairs and then going, I got it. And then,
right. Look, the soft goods look amazing. Yeah, Squid Head looks amazing. These are they haven't been done before. So yeah, I mean, props to them for making these figures.
Mm-hmm.
let's see who. Oh, that is the end of that one. Now we move on to part 3 with. I cannot think of this Moff's name. He's a Moff from Return of the Jedi in the TVC line. I dig it. I mean, I'm probably not going to get it, but I dig it.
They were so polite in the panel. This was like, again, it sounded like, hey, here's Leonardo DiCaprio. Like everyone's just going crazy for these figures. Like, unlike, we might give a polite applause and then be like, this is bullshit repaint. But man, the Brits, I guess they weren't drinking yet because they were so polite for everything.
Thank you, guys. Moff Gerard. Yes.
Oh, there you go. Gerard. There we go. We got the brains in the chat there.
Yes. And then we got Nina. Yeah.
I will probably. The actor was there.
I'll probably get this. I probably will get, like, the dude doesn't play around with the guns. Like, look at this. Like,
iconic character.
I do love this.
Dude says get it up, man.
We shall double our efforts. There we go. I love this. Doc Andor. I believe, if I remember correctly, he's a salesman.
This Galaxy's Edge. Shout out to Galaxy's Edge, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because you do have a Sith holocron.
Yeah, like an artifact. That Sith holocron.
Artifact.
And the Jedi holocron.
Yeah, I mean, I dig this figure. This figure is awesome. I think they did a great job with the sculpt.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Bobby, we got to get you out to the West Coast so you can go to Galaxy's Edge so you can see that.
I know.
Let's do a toy kind of Galaxy's Edge, Galaxy's Edge kind of mood. Let's do it. I mean, I'm so great. Yeah, I'm down to go with you guys. It would be so much
fun. And then we'll go to Houston, have some barbecue, and I'll leave before, like, I don't know, the Houston police come after me or something.
We'll go to Bun B's hamburger joint. No one will touch you there. You're good, man.
All right, that's good.
There you go. Bun B, the man.
Look, this old master Darth Maul.
All right. So here's my issue with the figure. It's awesome, but it's GameStop and it costs $28 and you have to pay shipping. Like, I mean, unless does the buy two trick work anymore? I don't know. But then you got to buy two, then return it. It's like there's no way with that website to get free shipping like every other website. You know what I mean?
You got to just go to the store.
Go to the store. Yep.
There's like 5 around me, so like
I hate GameStop, man. But this is a great figure. It's a repaint or whatever, but it's awesome.
Yeah, but like you said, it's a cool figure. Sek is right. It's a cool but easy pass. I don't want this one. There's one I do want. More so than this. Moving on, we have R2-D2. Mm-hmm. I pre-ordered this one. I want this one. And more likely, I'll get another one so I can keep one in package and one to open, because this is specifically made to be proper height.
Yeah.
Past R2-D2, which I have, are smaller. They come to like their knee. This one is full height, which is fantastic. The only reason I have an R2-D2 is because the old Kenner one, and then they did a Droid 3-pack, and it was R2. It was kind of a cartoonish one, but it's a much better scale. You can store the attachments because his head raises, and when it raises, you can put everything in there. Like this R2, the details are so good.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean, yeah, Lito's 100% right here. That's badass. It's an absolute badass R2.
If you're serious about your Star Wars dioramas and photos, you need R2. You need the proper scale. You need all the functionality that you can do with this. It's just fun. It's more fun. You have C-3PO, right? You don't have to go to the scalpers. You get this. Yeah, and it's just beautiful. I'm like the Dagobah R2, the one that's all grimy and whatnot. It's like there's only so much you can do with that.
Yes.
Right? You got to get this. And if you need one on card, you got to get one to rock and one to stock.
Yeah.
Yo, and just listening to that, the Dagobah is the only one I have, and you nailed it. We're just Jedi mind tricks right here. Yeah, and I need this one because our Force minds are connecting. But yeah, because of the scale, and then did you guys talk about it? I'm sorry, I had to walk away and grab the battery, but all the cool things that it does, all the compartments that it has coming out and everything. Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love this R2. This was one of the ones I did 100% pre-ordered. Is a Wookiee.
You want to talk about price jacking? This is the worst of the weekend.
Look, this is what that Jabba was. It's the same thing that they did years ago. You want to try and get that one? You want to try and get the first edition?
That's why it's $80 because they're up. Well, we lost Bobby for a second, but yeah, it's whew, man, I don't know. Should it include a throne and then charge us a little more? People would be a little happier with that, no?
I mean, I guess if people want to shell out, what's it going to be? Do you want to get this Jabba the Hutt, or do you want to spend what these guys are spending?
They're getting smart. They're getting smart, which is, it's hard to blame them, but they're looking at eBay listings, and that's also deterring why we're paying more. Not only they'll say it's inflation, but it's also scalpation.
You wait for the sale. Wait for sales.
But luckily for me, KJ, look at that bad boy. Sorry.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. Good for you, Moods.
I got me one. I got it during the pandemic when everyone was getting rid of crap, and I got it on Macari for
Poodoo. Yeah, I probably should grab one just at the same. Where is Bobby, man? Come back.
I don't know, but we're good. I'll take over from here. So, all right, Bobby. He came back just in time. I was all excited.
As soon as you were talking trash,
no, I'm kidding. But yeah, here we go. Bobby, take us through Jabba the Hutt's playset here.
You call this a playset? Like, this is...
I'm kidding. Look who's here. Patrick O'Boyer, friend from GHG, man. Big Star Wars guy. He's a real 501st, baby.
True. Look, it is a giant repaint, a repackage. Even his little guys repackage. We get nothing out of this. It's $80. I know we've said this before, guys. I know we've said with Marvel Legends and with Star Wars, but what the shit are they thinking with this?
Well, look, your choices are: you go to eBay, you go to Macari, all right, you go to a swap meet,
$215,
right? Maybe someone just doesn't know what the aftermarket is doing, and you can save money. Like, here's a loose Jabba the Hutt, it's $50, sold, right? Good luck to that dude that found that. Like, you can get this, or you
just
wait.
Saying.
Oh no!
What
$38. 38 Jabba Black.
That's a bid. That's a bid. That bid's going to go up. That's a bid. I can't tell you how many times I've been outbid.
Just saying.
In the chat, let us know if how many times you get outbid on stuff. Like, I was this close to getting speed. I'm getting Hot Wheels. I was this close to getting like a 4-pack of Speed Racer, Mach 4, Mach 5, Mach 6, Racer Rex. Outbid. So you can't go by those bids. I'm about to run out of juice. I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah. All right, cool. I do want to have a comment here on my dude Patrick. So I think he means announcements for toys, because when it came to announcements for everything else media, I thought they crushed it with announcements, absolutely media. But with toys, I don't think it was bad. I think we've had worse. I've been to panels, lots of them for Hasbro, Black Series, and whatever, and it's been bad. I think they did okay, but it was a lot of repacks and repaints. But they're also celebrating 40th anniversary, so they want to give people an opportunity to get things they couldn't. And I think that's KJ's point, is you're going on eBay and it's $200 for this, and you might get lucky and pay 80 without the stuff, like our friend Dave did. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's worth 80. It's bad, but that's the market. That's what we're getting. That's what's happening right now.
And fair, and that's fair, and that's fair. I just don't think that this is an $80 figure. It just, and I know that, you know, we're talking about the secondary market. I know there's all that going on. I just when you look at this is, look, you know what? When we talk about G.I. Joe and we talk what is deluxe, this would be a deluxe figure. I don't think it's worth the cost of 3 figures, unless it's like completely full of plastic, or I don't know, Japanese fat or lard. I don't know, but I don't think it's $80.
Yeah, no.
All right. Moving on. The Royal Guard. Look. This is a clearance buy, but this is a buy.
Yeah, same. An excellent. They did all retooling on this, though. They mentioned in the panel. So they didn't just like repackage this. They really gave it all the as you could see, it's got more flexibility and articulation and everything. So
it's gonna look great. If you have that Palpatine throne,
yeah,
you're already set with these.
Yeah, that's a great image on the right. You could see how much more articulated it is just from that picture alone. So they did put in the work. I'm giving them the credit, but you know, it's one of those things. Again, I think it's just the price is making us price clearance weight or sale weight. But again, I think it's a great figure, and a lot of people don't have it. So
I think they've had to have done their math. It's like $22.99, and like that's the logical step up to it. If this stuff is $24.99. There can't be that many people that they're making money off of that leap from $22.99 is worth it. I mean, $22.99, yeah, get like 5 of these. $19.99. How many of these are we buying? $24.99. It's making everybody sit back.
And it's true. Now, yeah, I got nothing else, but yeah, clearance buy, but as a buy. The Four Spirits 3-pack.
I like it. I pre-ordered it. I also pre-ordered it because it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and that could go either way. You know, it could. I don't know. Is this still available? It didn't sell out.
Let me see.
I don't think it's sold out.
I don't think this was. Go ahead.
No, I got story time. It can wait. It can wait because I got something to say about this.
It's still available.
It's still available, which means when we get closer to pre-order time, I'll probably cancel because then we could take advantage of the sales. But it's one of those things that Hasbro Pulse, Amazon, Walmart exclusives. if you're pre-ordering, you buy it right away because it could sell out and you're screwed. And then if it doesn't, especially for Pulse, you can wait for that year-end sale. But I don't know. I mean, I don't hate I think $65.99 is fair instead of what was it, 73?
$77.99.
77. Okay, I think 65 or 67. I think it's $10 too high, $12 too high. But I mean, it's a cool set, man.
So
KJ's ready to unleash.
I want to hear. I love when KJ unloads on these things.
I'm not alone. Thank you.
I'm going to unload, but I'm going to try to make it quick because, long story short, this is where I disagree with the master storyteller George Lucas. I feel like you get rid of all of the pathos in the tragic nature of redeeming Anakin, seeing Sebastian Shaw's charred, disfigured visage, and then seeing him once again fully healed in the Force. It's just a beautiful image. And then having Hayden in there instead completely gets rid of that. And like having Sebastian Shaw as the Force Ghost shows that he was always Anakin. He was Anakin in there the whole time. That's even worse if you think about it. Where it's not like there was a spiritual death once he became Darth Vader. No, Darth Vader was always Anakin. And that that's even a deeper sorrow in a sense. And that makes saving him and redeeming him even more special. And you get rid of that in the special edition. And then here it is again. The only thing that's keeping me from buying this is waiting for someone to announce a third-party Sebastian Shaw head sculpt. Otherwise, I'm passing this.
I agree with everything Like you just said there, KJ. I knew you're gonna wax poetic on it. I know it's true. Like in the comics now, in the Star Wars and Vader comic books, it shows that Vader still wrestles because he is Anakin still in there with killing Padme because he still blames himself for Padme. He never finds out that Palpatine used the Force to drain her of her life essence to make sure that Anakin stayed alive because Anakin was going to die. So, yes, the fact that they took away that really, because then why don't you just make Obi-Wan look like Ewan McGregor? Because if that's what we're saying, no, then you should make if they go younger, then make Obi-Wan look like Ewan McGregor instead of Alex Guinness. No, they should have kept Shaw as Anakin. And I mean, look, this is nothing against Hayden. Like I dig this, but it should have been Shaw. My problem, and look, this is very cool. This is a great packaging. Like this looks fantastic in the packaging. I hate the fact that they're doing these like 2 and 3 packs. That's one of my issues with the freaking with Indiana, which we'll get into another episode about that. I don't like the packs because if I don't want to buy one or the other, if I just want to get them like as they come out, I should be able to do that. I hate when they do the 3 packs. Also, like it's cool, it's pretty, but Yoda looks so damn like tight. And I know that it's a new scale.
The bubble should be shorter.
Yeah, no, Yoda should be shorter, but the package should be shorter too. Like, it just looks so like. It looks like you're just getting. It looks empty. Thank you.
Yeah. It's empty.
You're getting 2.5 figures. Yeah.
Well, here's the deal with this, right? The repaint. So when you do a convention exclusive, which most it used to be if you're not at the convention, you're not getting this, and now thanks to the things that have happened the last few years, you have an opportunity now with Hasbro Pulse to get them, and they're still available. So if it's a repaint, and I totally agree with you where you're coming from, but you don't need it, right? Do you? I mean, it's not like a character that we're dying to get or anything like that. So I think I don't have problems with convention exclusives that aren't essential.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah,
100%. All right, moving on. Oh wait, we saw. I do like the fact
that photo sold me though. It looks really. I mean, that's a really
great.
Cool. That's a cool on a shelf detail looking.
It is. I like there's a lot that I like with this, but also that like $85 after taxes and shipping. Just no, thank you.
It comes with the railing, right? So
yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, it comes with the railing. Yeah.
And he's right. You don't want to be looking in the stores for those, and they're all ruined cards. The card backs are ruined and damaged and everything. So yeah.
Look, this Vader, I might. This is a clearance. Like I'll get him because I've got Vader, but I don't have him opened. If I got this, I'd open up my old Vader. But this Vader is fantastic. Damn, like I like the fact that here we get Shaw's head. Right. So don't tell me, KJ, that they could have put this as like an alternate head to here.
I think because they're doing the card backs, then you have Hayden on the card. So then you would have to put Sebastian on the card as well.
Fair.
To pick and choose. So, but with this, yeah, I'm with David Speck. It's an instant buy. That's totally like this. That is the summation of that original trilogy to me. That's the Chosen One's story arc in a nutshell. We had this villain. Think of how villainous Darth Vader was to audiences in 1977, 1980. Just iconic. Yep. And then you see like the man inside, and I think if they had the internet in 1983, people would have been like, "Ooh!" They would have been like Usenet or like faxing each other and being like, "Oh, it sucks, man. No, Vader, you're not supposed to see Vader." Man, shut the fuck up. This is amazing. It's like the soul of that man was in that machine the whole time.
Yep.
You wouldn't believe I got this clearance. No, Silver. No, I'm gonna mess around and get another one. Talking about it so much.
That Hot Toys Vader with the LED helmet is so effing sick.
Oh man, Hot Toys.
I know. I know.
It would be sick. With the lights up the helmet. Oh.
Mm-hmm. But look, so with this figure, and this is why one of the reasons why I did pre-order him. Yeah, I went ahead and pre-ordered him because why not? The soft goods, amazing. The fact that we get him, like you can take the top of the helmet off, you can switch off the heads where he's holding the helmet.
He loses his hand, the arm is off. Yeah, that's
he loses his arm to his son, which it's kind of fair play. I'm sorry, you take my hand, I'll take your hand. Like it's just fantastic. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad I sold my blue. Remember the blue packaging on the very second edition, the second line of Black Series. I sold it. I didn't make a whole lot of money, but I got rid of it, and then it pays for 2 of these, and I'll probably wait. Their main line should go on sale because it's a terrific Vader, and a lot of people love it. But there's so many Vaders, I could definitely see this having a sale in the future, and it's just an awesome set. So I'm happy to get another one.
Yeah, I should have gotten that Vader that was on Walgreens. Although this Vader is sold out. This Vader has sold out on Pulse.
This Vader has sold out on every site.
I just said on Pulse.
It's on BBTS and Entertainment Earth and all that though.
I just have Pulse up right now because.
Oh, okay, yeah, Pulse everything. They have limited quantities on Pulse for everything, so that stuff sells out fast.
Yeah. Next we've got Return Luke. I want this Luke. This Luke is badass. This is the Luke that fuck around, find out. This is, and I love the fact that it comes with different chest plates.
It's terrific. Wow.
Now look, for those who, I'm sure everyone knows this, but the reason why Luke is in all black is because he has gone almost to the dark side. But the reason why his panel is open to show white is because it's showing that he is still good inside. Look, this is a fantastic Luke Skywalker.
Awesome sculpt. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Got the Beatles haircut, killing it. George Harrison. George Harris, he's got the Beatles haircut going. The bowl cut. He's looking mean. He's like, I haven't had a haircut in 3 years. I'm gonna kill somebody.
Exactly, and he's
he's good swinging for the fences in that last picture. But yeah,
and look, I need this Luke, and I need that R2D2 because they pull off one of my favorite like action sequences in the original trilogy. Is that when like Luke like jumps off, grabs a board, bounces up. R2 shoots his lightsaber up, he catches it, and starts, Jabba drowned, and then he found out. Thanks to Luke. This was an amazing sculpt, and yeah, this is one of the ones I pre-ordered.
I'll be getting them. Yeah.
There's a cool. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I think Patrick brought up a point. They're saving stuff for May 4th, but if they're gonna give us repacks and repaints, they're knocking these out. Like this weekend, like usually repacks and repaints were like, we're not even gonna do a show because it was all repaints and repacks, and we're like, we need this, and they're all repacks and repaints, but they're terrific what they've done. They really took their time with these.
And just putting on the Return of Jedi card, like we got the shout out to my ones who got the New Hope figures on card, 40th anniversary, Empire Strikes Back on card, and now we got this.
Yep,
you need it. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Fantastic.
And need 2 of them.
I got this, man. Come on.
Totally got this. This is messed up. Damn it. Stupid PowerPoint.
It's fine.
We also have a web browser, but yeah, it's cool. But yeah.
Okay. Look, this Vader is I love this poster. And I love the fact that it's Revenge of the Jedi, not Return. I love that. And that right there, it's such an amazing Vader.
It's toy art, man. Like that's how you have to do it.
It is. Now, finally, do we need any of these? We don't need them.
I don't need any of this,
but we want them and we love them.
Let's
see. As of right now, the first Vader did. Yeah, there we go. The first Vader did. This Vader, I believe, sold out.
This isn't. Look, it says pre-order still.
It's still pre-order.
It's still up. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was their big because it's a repaint, but I think it's a lovely.
Yeah.
You
So
know, and this was
only
originally the name of Return of the Jedi.
yes,
And now it's the poster from.
yes, the original. Yeah.
Now, David Warren is saying that this complaining has the wrong card artwork, or was that about the Luke figure, or was it about this Revenge figure? DWH.
That's a good question. The only two figures that have sold out, or that was that first on Pulse, was that Vader and that R2. Everything else is very much available for purchase.
Oh, it's got a lot of negative comments, but I grabbed one. I mean, why not? Convention exclusive.
Right now,
but they have the different chest plates for that Luke, so it could be either or.
Yeah,
on that one. That's the
thing. Yeah. So that's they did a really good job with that. All right, now finally, what would a Hasbro show be without pipeline reveals?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Black Series pipeline reveals, and we've got more holiday, which I'm cool with that. I like the holiday figures for the most part. I did do an unboxing of two of them last year, and I was kind of disappointed with my Mando ugly sweater one because he can't hold his rifle. Other than that, I loved my ugly holiday sweater Stormtrooper. I thought it was fantastic, and they're ugly as hell and atrocious to look at, but also I think I've seen an Ant-Man when he gives his daughter like a horrible, like looking ugly bunny, and she's like, "It's hideous. I love it." That's kind of how I feel about these figures. They're horrible.
Great reference.
I love them. And KJ, I know you get down with these, right?
Man, I wanted to, but I got hit hard last year. I canceled every last one of these, man. And some of them were on clearance or on sale. I didn't go back, so we'll see what happens next holiday season.
Dave, you're in my mind. I bought the Holiday Mando. I don't hate that I bought him, but nah. But the Halloween Clone Trooper was fantastic, and it came with a little vampire porg, and I love it.
I enjoy them from afar. I like watching you guys buy them for me. Just enjoy it online.
Watching me cancel them.
Yeah. I love it. The retirements and the cancellations, I enjoy all of it.
Listen, man, I have short retirements. This is Star Wars, so this one doesn't count. This is like Jay-Z when he had that one feature on Nas. He was still retired though.
Yeah, you're the Ric Flair of toy collecting. You'll have a match on WCW Power Hour the following week after retirement.
Now, moving on to the actual, we get General Grievous from Battlefront 2, ObiWan Kenobi from the end of his at the end of Obi-Wan, which is a Walmart exclusive.
Well, hello there.
Hello there.
Force Spirit Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon Jinn, Pre-Vizsla, battle damaged Vader, and then Commander Obo.
The best ones are Target exclusives, of course, but they're not that hard. At Walmart that's a struggle.
I mean, you do whatever it takes to get these. I just want to say shout out to Vizsla, shout out to all the Vizslas. Shout out to the Vizslas.
That's all we're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Out of this, I will get that battle damage Vader and that Qui-Gon.
Now, I have a particular set of skills that make me dangerous to a Sith Lord like you.
And then we got the pipeline for the TVC, which I'm actually excited about these. The Grand Inquisitor, Admiral Thrawn from Rebels, so it will be the animated style.
Yeah.
Hey, Pre-Vizsla again.
Pre-Vizsla. Director Quinnick, and then Darth Revan.
Yeah,
all right.
Revan.
Yeah, I gotta get Revan. I gotta get Thrawn. I gotta get my Thrawn on. Thrawn.
I do like that they throw a bone to the TVC crowd every now and then because they're usually behind, as we can see. But then they're like, "Oh, Pre-Vizsla for you, and Pre-Vizsla for you, and you get a Pre-Vizsla, you get a Pre-Vizsla, you get a." Every now and then. I mean, don't they have Star Killer? We don't have Star Killer yet from the game.
You stand here on my achievement, not yours.
All right.
Look, I'm excited for these. I will more than likely get that Darth Revan and that that Thrawn. Because
Same. I'm not retired, but I'm very picky.
Hey, David, there's no rule saying how long a retirement has to last.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
Could be 30 seconds long.
And then finally they did, and I took a picture of it. Hold on. So they did.
I know where you're going with this.
There we go. Okay, so let's see. Present.
Let's see if he did it. It's in
here. See how do
force. The force is with us, Bobby. Did he do it?
You know what?
Did he do it? Even if you didn't, I know where you're going with this.
The suspense is killing me.
You know what? It
here we go. The moment of
it's
truth.
Not letting me. Let's see here. Can I pull up just a picture on here?
We're gonna be as disappointed as the end of the panel that was in London. That's my guess.
Because I think whatever you're trying to do, we may have to get off of this first and then do the thing.
Nah, that's all right. The 6-pack retro card. That
wasn't even. Never mind.
Nope, it's the Tusken Raider, R2D2, C3PO, the Jawa, Obi-Wan.
Oh, the retro box set.
The retro box set.
I didn't even know they had another one. Oh wow!
So we did see that at San Diego last year, and they said that will be up for pre-order May 4th. So, like Patrick is, and I think they're going to be doing a lot more on May 4th. So we'll see. Look, I know that the Star Wars team ended their panel with our favorite archaeologist.
Oh wait,
which you get to see. What?
One more thing. I knew we were going to forget this. They announced a HasLab for the vintage collection, but they didn't announce what it was. So people are like, "Boo!" But in a nice way. So that's it.
Yeah. Now what that?
Moving on. They said it was going to be amazing, though. They were like, they really built it up that it was going to be something like, because remember how, that's 2 failed HasLabs in a row or 3 from Star Wars. Is it 2 or 3?
I lost count.
This is just what I was about to say. I think it might be
the Rebels Ghost. Oh, there you go.
Because we've got Ahsoka coming out.
Ahsoka, the timing. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think maybe, just maybe, they, we'll be able to strike on
$9,000.
It'll just go in like a bag of Legos, just a bunch of pieces. I think it could be the Ghost because we're getting Thrawn, we're getting the cast of Rebels. And if they did a TVC version of Ghost with some of the crew.
Right. It just blows up. You can use it, but if you had a Ghost, you could use the Ahsoka figures. You can use the Rebels figures. You can use both sets.
That's what I'm saying. I think.
What are the stretch goals for the Ghost?
Figures,
cardboard backdrops,
a sky, clouds, dirt.
It's just stars.
Look, they could do a Death Star, because look, here's the thing. It is TVC, so it can be smaller. If they did, there's a number of things that could go with it, but I think because we're getting Ahsoka and because Rebels, I think it could be the Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the safest bet.
With a Kanan pre-blown up. My beard is getting a little woolly here now. All right. So let us. I think.
Do we do whiskey ratings for the stream?
Yeah, whiskey. I think. Are we not giving it a 5?
Oh no, wait, hold on. But are we gonna review just the Hasbro panel separately from Celebration? I think that's fair.
Sure.
One each.
One each for the panels?
Yeah, no, I'm saying give a rating for
Celebration.
Oh, I thought you were saying like one whiskey for each. Now I'm like,
God
man,
damn, Travis.
damn.
No.
Did more savage than you want.
You watch
whiskey
the
for
movie
this?
after the show.
One whiskey for that
I
panel?
liked it. No.
That panel only
You
gets
get a
one whiskey.
one. You get a one. You get a Wells whiskey.
Andor 2, Acolyte 2.25. That would be, we'd be here for another hour. No, I just meant a rating for Celebration. You know, meaning
And then
like
and then the pulse
for the film, and then a rating for the toy shizzle. So KJ.
Pulse, I'm going 4 out of 5. Celebration, I'm going 4.75 out of 5. A lot of repaints, a lot of repackaging. Prices are sky high. When I tallied up everything that I pre-ordered once they went live, I went back into retirement. And then I'm going to go out of retirement to get the 2-pack of Bane and Vamp from Target. And then I'll go back into retirement again.
Yeah.
But no, I love the panels. I love seeing the emotion. Felony getting choked up. Christensen getting choked up. Ewan McGregor lets out one of the wildest screams I've ever heard a human yell at the end of his segment. You can find it on YouTube. Everyone's just glad to be a part of this universe. Shout out to Rick Famuyiwa, who's executive producing the 3rd episode of Mandalorian. His episodes are my favorite. He directed tonight's episode, and that's all I got to say. That's all I have to say about that. You should really watch tonight's episode. Watch the Bad Batch.
And that's a 5. That's a 5 out of 5 episode.
You gotta watch this stuff. I gotta read the stuff. I can't wait to sink my teeth into High Republic after I sink my teeth into a Philly cheesesteak with onion rings and a nice cold beer on the side with sauteed peppers and onions, mushrooms, juicy, robust slices of tomatoes, crispy, ice cold lettuce.
I'm so hungry now, KJ.
Marinated, sizzling ribeye.
Now I'm hungry.
Strips of ribeye steak on a savory roll with melted cheese. That's how good the celebration panel was. It was like a Philly cheese
punishment, man. I'm hungry.
No shit. I have to. I'm gonna agree with. You know what? I'm gonna go with KJ's rating. His Celebration was a 4.75. Hasbro, the toys was a 4. Like, look, like a lot of repaints, like everything KJ said, I agree with 100%. A lot of the stuff, like I do want, but I'm gonna wait for clearance on most of it. But I did get my pre-orders, because there were certain things where I'm like, this needs to be in my, I need this. But yeah, I 100%, yeah, agree with y'all. Great job, ObiWan. You know what? I have to give the Star Wars crew on the panel, the Hasbro crew, felt a lot more organic this time.
They had fun.
They had fun. Patrick was a lot less robotic. Like it wasn't like hello humanoids. It was like hi everyone.
Yeah,
I am Patrick. So look, it wasn't Chuck E. Cheese robotics, but it was better.
They felt that European energy. They brought it. Yeah.
Travis, what was your rating?
I guess it's my turn. Star Wars Celebration, because I'm a copycat, 4.75. The only reason it's not a perfect 5 is because I did notice kind of towards the end of Celebration, the Sunday, Monday, the live streams were weaker with content. There was a lot more. Like I think the first 2 days you get really, because they're keeping a lot of the panels for themselves. I think they could have gave us a few more panels, like save the Lucasfilm, save the big A-list celebrity ones, but they could have gave us a little more than just the BTS stuff, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They could have gave us, that. Otherwise, fantastic. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, in case you just joined us, just Carl Weathers stole it. The whole thing with Dave Filoni. They really are the kind of a send-off panel for Bad Batch heading into season 3, and then the look back with Clone Wars. Glad to got to see those. Just awesome. I mean, the Ahsoka trailer is like you could analyze that. It was like in an hour. There was a million Easter eggs, and it was terrific. Yeah, it was just a great overall celebration. I thought it was more impactful than the one I went to. You know what I mean? I felt they did a whole thing on Jedi's Survivor. I mean, the video game coming out, and that looks amazing. And they went through it with the books. They didn't ignore the smaller media than just the movies and the shows. The Acolyte is very a risky thing. They're still trying to probably nail down what that's going to be, but that's very intriguing. We didn't get enough with Skeleton Crew. We should have got the trailer for that. I mean, giving us a trailer for that, come on, you could maybe they're saving it for May the 4th.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I would say the Star Wars celebration didn't feel impacted by May the 4th, meaning I don't feel like they save things. We're going to see stuff on May the 4th, but it didn't feel that way for the media. So I think they got almost a perfect 5 there. And how do you guys feel about this? I think we saw a lot of Kathleen Kennedy, which means this is her swan song. I think Jon Favreau is going to step in this year or next year and be the Kevin Feige of this whole thing. And maybe that's why Kevin Feige is not doing a project with, after all, it was a rumor or it was some kind of...
His movie got cut.
Right. So it maybe was never a thing in the first place. She actually denied that it was a fan thing, which is hilarious because it came from StarWars.com. So she was like, oh, fan rumors. Like, well, it's from your website. But yeah, I got to say, I think it was a lot of Kathleen Kennedy. I think she wanted to be there and really kind of nail it. But that to me tells me that this might be time for it. She's done a great job in the second half with Felony and Favreau kind of after the sequel trilogy. And now they're ready to save it. That's the big thing. They are with Rey and the Jedi New Order. They are going to do for the prequels, for the sequels, what they did for the prequels. I think they're ready to save the back end half of Star Wars. And if two guys can do it, it's them.
It's true.
And toys, I'm going to go less than you guys. I'm going to give it a 3.5. Great, good panel. They fixed the audio issues right away. I mentioned in the chat, Eric, it sounded like an echo. It was like, if that happens, the whole panel, forget it. They did it. Better panel. But lots of, like Patrick, our friend off the Geek End, 501st, lots of repaints and repacks. They were great. And they're saving stuff for May the 4th. So they were more impacted by May the 4th announcements than the media, the toys were. But still, very, very solid, good panel, good repacks, repaints, good exclusives that you don't need to be in Europe for. You don't need to be on Pulse. They're repaints and repacks. So excellent. Good.
Fair. All right, so that is episode 118 of A Toy Kind of Mood. I know that Trav, you got some stuff in the works. Yes? No? I don't know. That was more of a question.
Oh, I always get caught because, man, after 4 days of Star Wars Celebration and then today's Wednesday, 3 more days with the pre-orders, the Mandalorian, getting ready for this show. Yeah, I got to give you guys 5 out of 5 because I thought we were going to go 3 hours and we could have done this under 2, but we got it around 2 hours and 18 minutes and we covered the entire 4-day Star Wars celebration. Bravo, gentlemen. Really, seriously. Amazing. What do we have? I think after the last episode we did of A Toy Kind of Mood at night, it went really good. And if you like wrestling, even half as much as I do, we had Steve Ozer from Mattel, the head of marketing, amazing guest, terrific. We had Bill McKenna, who's a god of making wrestling figures. He's been doing it for 20 years. And we had JP from Ringside Collectibles, all on the same show. So if you missed it and you love wrestling and wrestling figures, we talked WrestleMania. I think the show was so good that Ryan and I talked about doing more wrestling figure coverage, not every week, but at least every month. Nice. I think that'll bring more of the kind of making it more of a staple and trying to steer away from just Joe. You know, we're so good at doing everything else. We need to do more of everything else. And I think that's the goal for our Toy Kind of Mood this year, is covering more things besides G.I. Joe. That said, we're booking an interview. We can say it. It's happening. We've got an interview coming up with Hasbro. Won't say who or with. It's coming up. We don't know when we're going to be doing it soon. We don't know when it's going to air, but we're interviewing Hasbro G.I. Joe team.
Yes.
So wait, all of us and Ryan. Can't wait.
Yes. All right. So episode 119, you know what? You'll figure out a little bit after we figure it out. But This has been Star Wars Celebration. As always, I am Bobby, co-host with there you go, Trav Moody, KJ, aka at Black Genghis. And as always, y'all stay good, and we will see you in the toy aisle.